Hello guys, Banana Luck here and welcome back to the channel. So we have launched a series on the type of units that I'm recommending for the Guild War Garrison, and we talked about defenders previously. We are going to be talking about mages today. So let's just take a look at our garrison here. So I think it's a bit of a unique lineup, what I have here. I think the first lineup, I am deciding against using any magic units, any units that deal magic damage. Solely because I think my lineup of Salazar, Valeria, and Hatsut has been really strong. I have them in the best gear I have, and I haven't had the chance to actually lose in any of the Guild War battles that I had. But to be fair, I've only been attacked a total of like 6 times throughout all the Guild Wars, which is rather unfortunate because I really do want to see my lineup being tested. But I think in terms of the other lineup I have, that's going to be more magic heavy. We have Vienna, but I do want to talk about the other units that I think will run really well in a garrison situation. So Vienna, I have her because she's one of the strongest mages that I have, and just makes sense in terms of clearing AOE mobs that come in. I think the other units that really stand out to me in terms of mages, I think it would be units like Nocturne. If you want to run a northern faction set of units, pair that with a Shamir for all the hate that he gets, it's actually going to be pretty strong. Not going to lie. Shamir with the control, if you use other northern faction units like Brokir, the extra freeze and all that going on, it's just going to be incredibly tough for the enemy to actually break through. And I'm not like saying this out of my butt because I've seen people with a northern set of units with Nocturne and Shamir that is really hard to go through. I mean, they take much longer to get the damage out comparing it to Silas or Zillitu, but it still gets the job done, which is what really matters at the end of the day when you're trying to just defend and make sure that no units get through. You pair that with two insane tankers, no one is going to get through that. And the other lineup that has worked really well that I've seen is I as well. So I actually does a lot of damage, a buttload of damage. If we look at her skill kit here, so she basically summons this crystal ball, where if people walk past, it does damage to them and it also freezes them. So when you put this in Guild War, it becomes very effective because with the new placements, it's time, right? So people want to time things out. But with there's no way to time it really because there's just frost bombs all over the freaking map. And I don't have her at A3. I think A3 is where she really shines. I can see here, the crystal bombs, the explosions affect 2 additional targets when it is not enhanced or only enhanced 1 time. So this just makes it so that more targets get hit by the crystal bomb and you don't you in a sense save up your crystal bombs. You don't have to use them all the way. And I think the other awakenings are good. A5 is especially good, right? Because the freeze effect goes up by 1 second, but I think A3 is where she really starts to shine when the crystal bomb affects more than one unit. And you can see here, this is the basic crystal bomb, right? Performs a summon on the crystal bomb, enhances it, stacking up to 2 times. So it means that, you basically can just stack up your crystal bombs as you go by, and I think I is just really underrated. I've seen one of my guildmates run her, and I thought, wow, that's actually an insane idea considering that I've seen how I performs in her Esoterist trials. She's one of my MVPs, and I think she's just severely underlooked. And I think if you pair her with a decent set of like DPS and just use I as the only control factor, I think it could work really well. I mean, I don't have her maxed out, but if you have her at A3, I would strongly suggest maxing her out and using her at, Guild Wars because she's really just bonkers when you start getting her maxed out on all this. And of course, you just have to have her on very good attack speed and rage regen so that she can get out her cross bombs as much as possible. So that's one of the other notable mages. I think Mari works just as well, but I think is just much better in terms of the damage that she dishes out. So she doesn't just, slow, freeze like Mari does. She actually does damage, which I think makes a lot of difference. So that's on the mages I have. Don't have lots of amazing stuff. Zealous, I don't really recommending using him unless you don't have any other good mages, but I think the other good contender will actually be Greed. Because Greed does have a lot of slow as well with his ultimate, and once you get him at A1, it's gonna do the slow and the AOE damage back to back. So if we see him at A1, increases is, yeah. So this one is just a chance of triggering it, but basically the two special effects, they're gonna be triggered simultaneously. Sorry, is this the right one? No, sorry, I think I got it wrong. I think the ultimate just, yeah, it's random. So I think, yeah, it's just either or. So yeah, A1 doesn't do it, but I think even then, Grid is still absolutely S tier for just the control that you need. If you're running a Nightmare unit, I think having Grid just sort of solves the magic AoE problem that you have, but you still need to run a hard suit to, take care of the air attack stuff. But yeah, I think that's one of the other neat mages that you can really run. But besides that, there's not really much other mages that, I can really talk about. Lazier, he's just all about anti-heal, so that's Guild Wars. That's Garrett 1, not for Guild War, so we won't talk about him. But if we just take a look at the gallery, other mages, I think the other good mention is gonna be Ajax for sure. He's gonna be really strong just in terms of the range that he covers, but who am I kidding? Not everyone's gonna get him. The other good unit that you're probably considering deploying is Comet for sure. Absolute beast. Not just with units that are magic resistant. I think air units he does really well. Because for all the Curse Faction units, if you take a look at their attacks, it's gonna say that it does 50% less damage to airborne units. But we don't see this on Comet. We see this on folks like, where was it? Zealous. Yep, airborne units take half damage. Why is Vienna? Okay, Vienna is here. Where was it? Does it not say so? That airborne units take less damage here? Okay, that's all. I remember that airborne units take less damage from Vienna as well, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, airborne units take half damage. So lots of nerfs to make sure that airborne units, don't actually, do that badly against this units. And I think also it's a balance put in place so that, we don't just end up using mages to clear the left side of Geared tree. So Comet, I think, is one of the unique units that has that advantage. So I think maybe Vienna has it too, but all in all, Comet is just a monster. So that's another one of the units that will really work well in, Guild Wars. And of course, I think with all that said, the other good epic that I'll recommend running is Iona. I didn't buy Iona, so I didn't get her from the get-go, but I think I put her like a few weeks back, so having Iona is really nice as well. I think just in terms of the damage and the slow that she actually does. So all in all, if you don't have good enough mages to place in two of your garrisons, you only have Comet or Iona or Vienna or Iona, I think having Iona just take on the mage role in the other garrison works just as well. I mean, just have to make sure that we have our, lineups covered in terms of physical and magic damage as well. Yeah. So other notable mages, yeah, I think Pyros, Twin Fiend, more Guild Wars specific. I don't know if people actually run this lineups in Guild War, but it'll be interesting to see if you guys do run it. If you do and it's been successful, feel free to just let us know in the comment section down below, because my guild is pretty specific about running the good setup, so I don't want to risk it just running Pyros in one of my sessions and having it screw up our lineup. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content or found it useful, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. And if any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. And good luck for your guild war, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.